What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name is Rick Zamaron, and I am a broker and apartment locator with At Properties. Now, what that means is I can help you buy, I can help you sell, and I can help you rent an apartment. And when it comes to finding your apartment, my services are completely free. I earn a commission from the place you end up renting from, so don't worry about any extra costs when it comes to renting. But here's the deal. I have to be the one that reaches out on your behalf to the landlords and the property managers. This way, it ensures that they know that we are working together and they know who to send the commission to in case you do decide to apply and end up renting. What can you expect when you work with me? Well, I'm pretty much available 24/7 via text, so you can shoot me any questions you have about any properties that we see after I send them your way, and I'll also handle confirming all availability, and I'll schedule all the showings for us. After that, I'll send you calendar invites so you know exactly where to go and what we'll be checking out. And that's not all. I'll make sure that you're fully informed about any fees that are associated with moving into any apartment or building. Sometimes there's things you might overlook, but with my experience, I won't let you overlook those things. From filling out the application, signing the lease, paying the security deposit, and paying first month's rent, I literally will be with you every step of the way.
Baby, you got me going oh so crazy. You got me in my mind, I've been thinking so lately. Broke down, I've done it all before. Words are said, but
Lakeview is nestled along a stunning stretch of shoreline to the east. It's made up of several charming areas: East Lakeview, Central Lakeview, Boys Town, and Wrigleyville. I also believe it borders Diversity Parkway to the south, Ravenswood to the west, Irving Park Avenue to the north, and finally Lakeshore Drive to the east. Each sub-neighborhood has its own special vibe, but they all share the same cozy, welcoming atmosphere that makes Lakeview feel like home. So whether you're exploring East Lakeview's trendy shops or enjoying the vibrant scene in Boys Town or catching a game and having fun at the bars and restaurants on Clark and Wrigleyville, I believe you'll find a familiar sense of warmth and friendliness in Lakeview. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the neighborhood, and hopefully this video will give you some insight as to what it might be like if you lived here or visited. I'll do my best to show you what it would be like as you walk down some of the smaller side streets. I'll even show you what some apartment buildings look like that you might encounter while you're on a stroll. So in this video, I'm actually walking on a street called Oakdale, and I'm headed back to my showing at 350 West Oakdale. I was meeting a client there. There was a $1,500 studio in the building that I was showing him. As you can see, some of the buildings are vintage mixed with newer construction next to them. There's also a mix of a lot of single family homes, walk-ups that are mid-rises, high-rises, tons of courtyard buildings in Lakeview. Some of the smaller walk-ups that have 2 to 3 units will have driveways that offer parking, and if you know Lakeview, it's not known for parking at all. It is not easy to find parking because of how many buildings there are. And because of all of these apartment buildings, I feel like Lakeview has a real dense and urban feel, which is also mixed with parks and nature, which gives it like this atmosphere that's hard to find in Chicago. And there's something for everybody in plenty of different budgets. Oh, and this is a driving range right next to this place too. All right, and just to show you that there are options in different budgets, I'm showing you a video of my listing where I represent the owner and help him get his place rented. This is a studio for $1,200 a month. It's located at 426 Westbury, Unit 211. Pretty much rented it out after 2 weeks of, making it live and putting it on the MLS. It's 450 square feet. It's a block, I think a block and a half away from Lakeshore Drive, running, walking, and bike path. You can get to the lake pretty easily. It's not too far from where that outdoor gym is and the Diversity driving range. So this is always easy to rent. I'm happy that I have this business relationship with this client. This is a video of a 1-bed, 1-bath unit with the same landlord client of mine. We had it listed originally for $1,750, but then after a week of some little to no activity, we lowered the price $100 to $1,650. It's brand new, essentially brand new carpet, brand new AC. The kitchen has newer appliances. We kept the cabinets original because they're in really good shape,
The bathroom looks really, really nice. Love the updates. He even has like a custom overhead light where you would put your dining room table. And yeah, again, located at 619 West Stratford, Unit 301. Super easy to rent. Great location, a block away from the lake. So just to show you that there are units in different price points for everybody. So here I wanted to showcase to you where some gyms and some of the local businesses were. I essentially just wanted to give you a first-person view of what it would be like to walk down one of Lakeview's busier streets. I ended up double parking in front of the Lakeview Athletic Club, which is located on North Broadway. I think it's about $100 a month for a membership here. And let me tell you, it is worth it. I used to be part of the West Loop Athletic Club, and they're really nice gyms. They're super clean, and I am a big believer in you get what you pay for. So if you're paying about $100 a month for a membership, you know, the Athletic Club is definitely going to be a good investment. Also, since I was done with my showings, I wanted to grab a nice hot coffee. It was pretty cold. I think it was about 40 degrees in Chicago last Wednesday when I was shooting most of this. So I wanted to get a coffee before I was actually grabbing more footage for this video that you're watching. And I went to Intelligentsia Coffee, which I normally don't go there, but for the sake of the video, I did not want to show you that I love Starbucks. And let me tell you, Intelligentsia is not cheap. I ordered a medium hot coffee.
Hi, can I get a medium black coffee with cream and sugar?
Yeah, I have cream and sugar at the end. I'll leave room in there for you.
Perfect.
And it still came out to about $5, and all I added was, you know, cream and sugar. I did it on my own. But if I went to Starbucks and I got a venti, which is one of their larger sizes, I would have paid around $4 for a 20-ounce coffee. I don't see what the big deal is about Intelligentsia. I honestly don't get the hype. Please don't come after me. I am sorry.
All right, so then I took a drive to a place where I'm not sure too many people know about. It's called Recreation Drive, and you can get there by taking Lakeshore Drive and just getting off of the Recreation Drive exit, which is just right before the Irving Park exit. Now, if you don't have a car, don't worry. You can still access Recreation Drive through what's called underpasses. There's an underpass that'll take you from one side to the other safely, so you don't have to play Frogger and cross on the highway. You just go underneath. Recreation Drive has a few parking spots, and it is not free to park, so make sure you have the Chicago parking app downloaded, or you could just pay for parking at one of the credit card boxes. I want to apologize for the shitty video because I accidentally deleted a few of my better videos here, so please just bear with me. But anyway, Recreation Drive does have 4 tennis courts. It does have a huge field with 4 or 5 baseball diamonds. And I'm sorry, Rex is a little pissed off. Also has a 9-hole golf course called the Sidney Mirovitz Golf Course. It's pretty much oriented parallel to the lake, which gives you wonderful views of Lake Michigan and some of the high rises right there in Lakeview. Now, I'm not much of a golfer, but being that it is pretty much located as close to downtown Chicago as possible, I think it is a pretty cool feature that Chicago and Lakeview as a neighborhood has to offer. So then I walked from the small parking lot near the tennis courts of Recreation Drive and just walked towards the lake across this field. And just to the left of me is actually where that 9-hole golf course is. And as you leave Recreation Drive, there is a playground called the Maury Mages Playground. I think I'm not butchering that, hopefully. So Recreation Drive pretty much provides, you know, activities for different age groups, which is probably why they call it Recreation Drive. Now, in this clip, I actually parked on Sheffield Avenue, which is the street where the backside of Wrigley Field actually sits on. And I walked north towards Grace at first just to, you know, cross the street so I can give you a view of, you know, what some of the apartments, condo buildings, and some of the single-family homes might look like. And as you can see, it's a combination of different style buildings, such as this 50-unit building called the Grace. Now, it would be considered newer construction, and this building actually has a mixture of studios, 1-beds, 2-beds, and 3-bed duplexes. Currently, there's a 735 square foot 1-bed for $2,400 and an 875 square foot 2-bed, 2-bath for $3,000 a month. Now, in my opinion, that's super small for a 2-bed, 2-bath, but it's in Lakeview and right next to Wrigley Field, so I understand why it's priced the way it is because of all the appeal. But you can see there's 2 and 3 flats and even courtyard buildings. Now, I don't know if you know, but 2 and 3 flat buildings have 2 or 3 stacked apartments on top of each other, hence why they're called 2 or 3 flats. But these gained popularity from the 1870s all the way through to the 1960s, and honestly, they continue to still be super popular because of the square footage
that most of the units provide, and because of the beautiful character that the inside and outside of the structure provides. Now, some of the details inside 2 and 3 flat buildings are original even in 2024, which is pretty darn cool because a lot of these have built-in credenzas and cabinets. If you've ever lived in a 2 or 3 flat, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and I think it just provides a lot of character. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of old and tired 2 and 3 flat buildings. However, in my experience, I've definitely showed some more updated ones that look really cool and still provide you with that same type of square footage that you might be looking for.
And if you lived on Sheffield, you will probably hear the train because it is literally like overhanging in this alley, and it's right on Sheffield and Waveland. So if you are a little more noise sensitive, then this train would probably annoy the heck out of you. But it's super convenient for traveling to downtown for work, since the red line will take you all the way into the loop in less than half an hour. So again, if you're prone to noise sensitivity, having a train in your alley right behind your building is probably not going to be where you want to live.
Now, if you lived on Sheffield, look how close you would be to Wrigley Field. And if you're ever visiting, if you have a chance, I recommend visiting a Wrigley Field rooftop to catch a baseball game there. It's pretty much where you go to an apartment complex or a condo building and you watch the game from that area. This has been going on since 1914 when Wrigley Field was first built, particularly on Sheffield and Waveland is where you can probably catch those games. Here's another pretty neat fact. During the 1938 World Series versus the New York Yankees, the Sheffield Baseball Club was the first to charge admission. And here's another neat and not so cool fact, because if you're getting sued, it's not fun, but the Cubs organization initiated legal action against multiple people for copyright infringement and accusing them of charging for admission and using their amenities and selling licenses to view Major League Baseball games without their authorization. So in 2004, 11 out of the 13 condo owners reached a settlement outside of court. Again, fun fact, not so cool if you're the one being sued. Sorry.
Now, I think living so close to Wrigley Field and living in Wrigleyville is pretty neat, since they've done a really nice job of renovating the front side of the stadium, and they actually turned it into what's now called Gallagher Way. And if you're wondering why it's now called that, it's because Gallagher is a insurance, risk management, and consulting company with local roots in Chicago. So I'm pretty sure Gallagher spent a pretty penny on helping renovating this space. But nonetheless, it's way nicer than what it used to look like, and not to mention there are so many newer businesses, restaurants, and even an indoor rock wall climbing gym called Movement, and a popular hotel called the Hotel Zachary that are just right outside the stadium, just to name a few. So Gallagher Way has really improved the front side of Wrigleyville, particularly on Clark. And don't worry, a lot of your old school famous bars and restaurants are still on Clark, but it does feel a lot newer than it has in the past 15 or 20 years. Not to mention there's also a huge apartment complex called the Residences on Addison and Clark. It's literally right outside of the stadium. It's like if you have an apartment and you're facing the stadium, you can almost reach out and grab like a foul ball or something, or a home run, depending on where you're located. You're probably going to pay about, sometimes in the high season, 28 minimum to like 3,500 for a one bed, and it's going to be about 700 to maybe 750 square feet. Nonetheless, though, it's a great apartment complex. If you want more information on that, just please let me know, and I'd be happy to show you that.
Baby, you got me going oh so crazy. You got me in my mind, I've been thinking so lately. Broke down
Now, just when you thought it was over, I came back with a little more content for this video. You can click back and forth and go through this video if you like, but you have to remember why I'm making this video. I'm making it because I want to share what it feels like when you walk through different Chicago neighborhoods, and in this video, it just happens to be the Lakeview neighborhood. So on this day, my wife and I had a taste for some Mexican food, and she knew I needed more content for this video, so we drove back to Lakeview and randomly chose a spot called Caesar's Killer Margarita on Broadway. We started with a soup that's known as sopa de fideo, which consists of angel hair pasta simmered in a light chicken and tomato broth topped with cilantro, and we split a bowl of that. And then we ended up getting a torta de carne asada, or steak. Say hi. Look, I'm gonna step on that. That wasn't the stink eye.
I don't know, but I was trying to.
Why are you trying to give me the stink eye?
That's what I was trying to do.
You're supposed to be helping me. You're supposed to smile and look pretty like you always do.
Not today, baby.
And maybe I'll get more followers on YouTube because you smile and people like your personality more than they like mine. There you go. There's a smile. There's a smile. So now my wife and I are continuing our walk north on Broadway until we eventually hit Belmont. And as we're walking, we stumbled across a dry cleaning business that's called Berry Regent. It's located at 3000 North Broadway. And since I just bought 7 brand new pairs of suits in different colors, and I need the pants to be hemmed because they're a little long, and I need the waist to be brought in, I'm currently looking for a dry cleaning place, at least in this video. So with that being said, I'm sure they do an excellent job. They've been around since the 1950s, which is about 74 years, and I ended up finding a different spot which I could share later, but again, like I said, I'm sure they do an excellent job. So, but I've got, so how much would it be for like one suit for something like that, just like hemmed on the bottom?
With cups or without cups on the pan?
No cups.
No cups, yeah.
20.
20?
Yeah, let me ask about the take in.
So as we continue our walk, or if you continue your walk, if you happen to be on Broadway and you're going north, you'll end up running into a grocery store called Mariano's, which is one of the major grocery stores here. And it actually shares a parking garage with a wonderful fitness center called Export Fitness. Not to mention there's a Starbucks and a Stan's Donut on the ground level. Now, I love Starbucks, and Stan's is pretty dangerous too because they have some huge donuts that taste amazing. If you ever have a sweet tooth, I recommend checking it out. And I don't get paid by them, but Export Fitness is also a really good gym in East Lakeview. I know there's East Lakeview Athletic Club, which is also a good gym, but Export Fitness has a basketball court, you have a rock walk, and you have an indoor lap pool. They also sell supplements and gear. They also offer group training classes, and they have a spa so you can tan. They even have a childcare services where they'll watch your kid for up to 2 hours while you get your workout in. And not to mention, they have just about every single type of equipment, and it's huge, so you're never feeling like, you know, you're stepping on somebody's foot while you're working out. And also, it's fairly inexpensive. I think they charge about $39.95 a month for that one location, and I think it's $49.95 a month if you have the, I think it's called the Super Gym Pass, where you have access to every single gym in Export. And there's an Export Fitness in almost every neighborhood in Chicago, and like I said, it's fairly inexpensive for the type of amenities that this gym offers.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a question, babe, and I know you're gonna give the best answer. So normally when people make videos, they always only show the positive things, whether it's, you know, a condo that they're listing for sale or a unit that they're trying to rent. They're only going to talk about the positive things. Same thing with, you know, neighborhoods. And I know you're going to give the best answer because I already know what you're going to say. Lakeview. Give me a couple reasons why you would not live in Lakeview.
Why I went living.
Why you wouldn't live in Lakeview. Be honest.
It's a little bit farther away from my job.
Yep. Well, because you work in downtown Chicago.
And it can also be quite rambunctious because of it being in Wrigleyville.
Wrigleyville is a neighborhood in Lakeview, so it could be a little crazy.
So there's a lot of,
What
a lot
about
of bars and all of that.
Yep. So if you're looking for like a quieter, if you're looking for a quiet street though, you could certainly find it here in Lakeview.
I'm sure you can, for sure. It is a very diverse
Neighborhood.
That's
a good thing.
It is.
What about highways? Is there a highway in Lakeview that you can get to if you needed to travel to the suburbs?
Well, you could get to Lakeshore Drive, but if you wanted to get to, let's say, for instance, the Kennedy or 90, you got to take about a 15-minute ride to get there with, you know, no traffic.
Right. So that's kind of the answer I was looking for, because I know that we talk about,
Because I've lived here before.
yeah, back in the day. So
Back in the day, back in the 90s.
so the only highway you can get to is Lakeshore Drive going south or north. But if you needed to go to like the northwest suburbs, let's say Schaumburg, Streamwood, you know, those areas,
You
it's a
wanna get
20-minute drive probably just to get to the highway.
Just to get to the highway.
Plus, once you get to the highway, just to commute to the burbs, it's another 45 minutes to an hour.
Depending on what burb. I mean, not necessarily that long,
Gotcha.
but
So that's the answer I was looking for, and that's one of the reasons why I know you don't like neighborhoods like Lincoln Park or Lakeview.
Lincoln Park's a little different because you can get to North Avenue better or quicker.
Yeah, but then you got to take North
than you
Avenue
have
going
North
west
Avenue.
to
But
Bucktown.
It's just a shorter drive. Sometimes when I lived out here, I would take Lakeshore Drive to North Avenue to 90. If that sounds crazy, but
Yeah. This is also, we can go left. So how long ago did you live in Lakeview?
back in the late 90s.
Late 90s. How old are you, babe?
1B.
51? Oh, shit. 51 years old? I thought you told me you were 40.
Like you told me you were.
What'd I tell you? Yeah, watch yourself. Watch yourself. If you made it this far, I just wanted to say thank you. Please like and subscribe to my channel for anything real estate and Chicago related. I promise I will make better videos and try to put one out at least every week. As you know, making YouTube content is not the easiest, especially when you are learning as you go, shooting your own content and editing your own videos. I barely have any followers, so that doesn't help. And I am a full-time real estate agent trying to service all of my real estate clients, so keep that in mind. But no excuses, I will keep working on it, I will keep working on myself, and I hopefully can grow my YouTube channel to something I can eventually be proud of. So I promise you there will be another video coming very soon about another Chicago neighborhood. I will do my best to hit as many, if not all of them, eventually, so please bear with me. Like I said, I'm literally a one-man show right now. Again, thank you.